Welcome back to Ravens Today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda, giving you all the latest updates on anything and all things Ravens. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Let's dive into the latest Ravens news I have for you today. So, injury update for all of you. Nothing's really changed, and it's eyebrow-raising to say the least. Jair Alexander wasn't at practice, but John Harbaugh did say he went through a solo workout, and it's really nonchalant about his status for Sunday night. Me personally, this doesn't look great for a possible, week one regular season opener appearance on the field because he hasn't practiced in over a month. This is starting to get a little bit eyebrow raising on what exactly is going on, but John Harbaugh did also mention that he's going to be pretty nonchalant about any injuries moving forward. Isaiah likely wasn't at practice, so his status is probably going to be doubtful for that Bills game, which is fine. It's not the end of the world if Isaiah likely isn't there. I'd rather have him rest up and be 100% healthy. I would rather have him back for, the Bengals game or the Chiefs game. Something along those lines where we're able to be at full strength and he's at full strength. Patrick Ricard still wasn't at practice either. He hasn't been at practice in a few weeks as well, so his status will be up in the air for the game. I think, if I'm maybe so bold here, I think that Ricard will show up to practice at some point during this week, and he'll be ready to play more so than Alexander and Likely. But we'll have to wait and see on that. If Jair Alexander does come to practice and his game time status is more questionable and it'll be a game time decision on whether or not he's going to be ready, fine with that. I don't think Isaiah Likely is going to play this game. But if Alexander is 100% healthy for this game, I'm all for it, but he hasn't practiced in a month, so I guess we'll have to really wait and see on his status for the game. If he doesn't show up to practice tomorrow, I don't think he's going to play, but we'll keep you updated on all that as we progress throughout the week. Moving on here, so Ravens react to the idea of playing in Buffalo again. Remember, this is the team they lost to last season, and safe to say that, some players were a little bit hungry for this revenge game. Ronnie Stanley said this was the last place we played last season. We're definitely excited about the opportunity. Ronnie Stanley's always been a stand-up guy. We know he really wants to get that get-back game against the Bills, so it's just a polite way of saying we're coming. We want that game. We're excited for that game. Matabike said January's loss in Buffalo will be very motivating ahead of their trip to Buffalo, and you just want to get that taste out of your mouth. So this Ravens team, on both ends of the ball, is super motivated for, this. They want that get-back game. I truly believe that the Ravens are going to be looking outstanding in this game. A lot better than they looked in the season opener last season, especially with all the how the rookies looked in the preseason. It just looks scary to me, especially the starters weren't even in. This team is scary on paper. I want to see, boots to the butt, man. We're just going to hit the ground running and tell the NFL, we're the team. We're the team to be feared. We're going to be the absolute unit that we are destined to be. And just so looking forward to this game. I feel like it's going to be absolutely a great game for the Ravens. Mind you, it's going to be an exciting game, but it's going to be a win for this Ravens team and a real standout performance. That's my prediction here. I just don't see any other way. Mind you, there's probably going to be a little rust in the beginning, but then once we get our rhythm going, it's going to be over. Moving on here, so David Ojabo, possible trade scenario here where, I mentioned he was on thin ice last season, or for last season and the season before because he has not played a full season. He's on thin ice this season because, mind you, he had a couple of good plays in the preseason, but this pass rush is a little bit crowded with veterans and talent. It would make sense to me if this if the Ravens do decide to move forward and trade him. But here are the trade options here. Cardinals and the Titans are desperate need for a pass rusher. If the Ravens decide to look at options here, I think the Cardinals would be the best option, simply because they can get a good draft pick from him, maybe a fourth pick, if I'm being honest here. Uh, it wouldn't be the most, it wouldn't be like a first round pick or anything like that, but we could get a corner out of it. Corner and a first round pick. We could get their corner, Bunting, who is on IR at the Cardinals, but we could think of it as more of an investment. One of their better corners on the Cardinals. In return, the Cardinals get a pass rusher that they desperately need. Cardinals are kind of in a limbo period right now where they just don't have that talent right now to be a contender team. No offense to Cardinals fans, but this trade seems like an option for the Ravens where they tell David Ojabo, hey, like, we know you've really made some key plays in the preseason, but we are going to move forward and trade you for some capital in this season, and we wish you the best of luck. We also save $1.8 million in cap space if we do trade him. So again, it's not exactly a huge loss for the Ravens. Eric DeCosta is a master when it comes to trades, so if he can somehow push this through, I can see it happening. Do I agree with it? If we're able to get some draft capital out of him and another player, I don't know if the other player is possible. Definitely a fourth or fifth round pick for sure, and it clears up our cap space. Go for it. This is a typical thing for the Ravens to do for right now, and it just looks like this is the best option for both sides. If David Ojabo's not going to get any playing time or a lot of playing time, so if he wants to be a starter, he can go to a team that needs a pass rusher. Ravens get some capital out of it. Moving on here to the last part. So answering some comments on my last video, that people believe that it's not going to happen, that the Ravens are not going to trade Andrews. I mentioned this earlier, that this is a scenario where we're addressing rumors that the Ravens are kind of looking around to see if anyone's going to bite at the possibility of Mark Andrews. I have been throwing around that rumor for a while now. Yes, but we're also just throwing around scenarios as well, trying to figure out which team would take that, that bite. They really do want to pick up Mark Andrews, and we get some significant capital from it. Not just draft, but also a player as well. That's what I mean when I'm addressing the rumor for it. It's like, hey, this could be an option, and we benefit way more from it because we still have Isaiah Likely and Charlie Kolar. And mind you, while it doesn't make sense at this point in time right now, we're thinking about in the future as well. His cap hit is significant. We would either have to extend him, or we'd have to cut him or trade him and let someone else deal with it. We still have players to extend, and not to mention the Lamar Jackson contract, which is going to be a mega contract. So it's just an option to look at. It's a scenario where, like, hey, this could happen, and we get some good capital out of it. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm just addressing anything revolving around Mark Andrews because earlier in the season, it would need to be addressed on what the Ravens were going to do with him. But just my case on it. Thank you for tuning into Ravens Today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video. I will catch you all later.